All right, y'all, we about to get into this video titled, I Regret Not Keeping My Job. Now, my guy in this video echoes a sentiment that I preach to a lot of people in my personal life and that I will preach to you all till the end of time, till the day I die, which is the words entrepreneur and influencer are not synonymous. They do not go hand in hand. A lot of these people hopping on the internet, demonizing the 9 to 5, telling y'all to leave, not just overall, just not giving you all an educated, a mature point of view on entrepreneurship, on business ownership versus 9 to 5, the life of an employee. A lot of these people that we see giving these unsolicited opinions haven't lived out to the fullest extent either of the paths. They haven't. A lot of them haven't went to school necessarily and got a good 9 to 5, and a lot of them haven't even had to recognize a problem, solve a problem, and start a real business. A lot of these influencers simply, got online, were able to be liked by X amount of people, caught a wave and rode the wave, and now, they got a little bit of bread in their pocket. Now they think they know what they're talking about. My guy, Dante London, is going to tell y'all the result of jumping into entrepreneurship before you're ready, listening to all of these people online, giving y'all these uneducated opinions. Before I go ahead and hit play, y'all make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's go. I'm going to go ahead and full screen the video, and I sped it up a little bit just so we could be able to work through this a little bit faster.
The type of guy who's been very inconsistent with keeping a stable job. Been the type of guy who's been very irresponsible, making a lot of irrational decisions, making a lot of decisions that just don't make a lot of sense.
Largely probably because, like a lot of you guys watching this video, like the majority of America, I don't know his full story, so I'm not going to pass judgment on him. And like I said, I'm not going to necessarily hold him accountable because he's already done a pretty good job of that himself. However, a lot of this comes from operating out of emotion when it comes to dealing with your finances and your money. This is not a game. Your life, your finances, the trajectory of your life is not a joke. It's not something that you can dictate based off of how you feel. A lot of the time, you just gonna have to do what you have to do. You're gonna have to sacrifice for a period of years in order to be able to earn the opportunity to chase your dreams and chase your passions.
All my eggs in one basket. I've been believing that chasing a career, being a content creator and an entrepreneur is a life that you should chase with no backup plan, which you shouldn't do. Many videos on my channel talking about how you shouldn't work a 9 to 5 job and that a job would never get you nowhere. That's not something that I should be telling people.
Now, mind you, again, my guy, I'm not gonna go in on you necessarily, but you started the beginning of this video saying I've been very inconsistent. I haven't, necessarily been able to hold down a job. I haven't been able to work a job, meaning you haven't been able to get into a solid career for any extended period of time to be able to even qualify your opinion of don't work a job. That's the issue with so many of these people getting online. That's the issue with the 1% of influencers who it did work out for. That's what that's what these people are not going to tell y'all, is that yes, it's possible, but you cannot reliably, I cannot sit here and reliably or in good conscience recommend to all of you to go head first into being an influencer without leading with a business mindset, without first being able to the only path that I will reliably recommend you all, that in good conscience recommend to you all to even live in the realm of being an influencer is for you to sit down, recognize a gap in the marketplace, develop a product or service that fills that gap, and then you use your content as a means to lead people through a sales funnel to get them to buy the product or service. If you don't have a full game plan, if the content is not a means to an end, the content should not be the end all be all. And that's what we see with so many of these people. Not too long ago, probably about a month or two ago, I saw a video of DDG echoing the same sentiment as this guy, except DDG is the 1% of the 1% that just had exponential success, telling people there's no reason you should be working a 9-to-5. The only reason you should be working a 9-to-5 is to fund the business. The piece in your equation that you're missing is that, first of all, the majority of people don't even want to be an entrepreneur. The majority of people don't want this for themselves. Entrepreneurship is not something that you should let choose you, because it comes with a whole slew of responsibilities that are not necessarily clear to you at the beginning. We use not we, in the entrepreneurship space, a lot of people use the cupcake maker analogy, which was that if you love making cupcakes, or a lot of people rather that love making cupcakes, they go get a job making cupcakes, they fall in love with it, and they instantly think that they can go open their own shop making cupcakes, when in reality, making cupcakes is probably 10% of the responsibilities that comes with running a cupcake business. You have to deal with marketing, you have to deal with advertising, you have to deal with PR, like you have to deal with sales. If you decide that you want to scale up, you have to, develop a skill, or if you're not going to hire a CEO or somebody to be over hiring, you have to learn how to recognize talent in other people. You have to learn how to create systems, how to create SOPs around your business so that it can become a easily replicated process so that you can bring employees into the door. It almost is a rabbit hole that you go down when you start trying to create a business. I know, because I'm 23 years old and I'm one of the few people on the internet who actually built a real business. I'm 23 years old. I already touched my first $100,000. It wasn't internet money. I built a photography business. I'm here to tell y'all it is not easy. No form of business is easy like these people hop online and make it seem. But let me let my guy rock out. I've been talking for a little minute. We need to get through at least a couple more minutes of the video.
And that's not the life that you should pursue, because you will be very disappointed in life when you don't hold a stable job, go back to school, get a good trade, or something of that nature. You'll be very disappointed. You'll be very stagnant in life. You'll be very short on money. You'll be living check to check. A lot of entrepreneurs and content creators.
And because he's going kind of doom and gloom with it, I do also want to come in and say not everyone is a monolith. I told you guys it's possible to make it as an influencer, because realistically, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about the typical nowadays, internet money kind of memes, the people who hop on Instagram and make 15-second reels and sell ebooks and say how they're making $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month. I don't know his full backstory, and I haven't watched all of his videos in details, but I'm willing to bet that's somewhere around the kind of route that he took and it failed. But again, it's possible. There is people that do it. Not everyone is the same. Everyone in the demographic that I'm speaking to is not a monolith, but I as a coach and as somebody with a qualified opinion, I will never tell you to bet on the minority, to bet your all on the minority.
Creators, including myself, like to preach to people like we can do anything we want in life. That's just not realistic for a lot of people. And I had to wake up and learn that.
Now I got to disagree with you, Because again, he's going doom and gloom. This ain't where I was going with it. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Gotta scale it back a little bit. It is possible. Anything is possible. However, it's never gonna be as it seems. I'll use myself as an example. I work a 9-to-5 right now. I work for the university that I graduated from. However, my job is very, very easy and it provides me with free housing. So I've put myself in a position to where the next business that I'm scaling, which is this YouTube channel, as well as my coaching business, my YouTube channel as a means of marketing my coaching business, I've put myself in a position where I'm able to minimize the stress of a job while still gaining all the benefits, which is essentially put me in a space where I have an infinite amount of time to keep trying to keep putting out YouTube videos until I hit the algorithm, until my YouTube channel really starts taking off. That's how you do it. You partner your job with your business. You view the 9-to-5 as your number one investor.
And I have not been proud of the life that I've been living. And I always wonder why people always seem to, leave negative opinions on my content. But it was because of the way that I'm portraying to be. Like, when I really just looked at myself from the outside and looked at how other people view me, I see why people be like, bro, like, why do you think this is okay? Because I used to talk about how I didn't want to work a job and how I've lived in low-income housing for 5 years, like literally bragging.
If you in low income housing, you watching this, again, I'm not going off on my guy. He already holding himself accountable. You watching this. If you're in low income housing, you're a beggar. Beggars cannot be choosers. You do whatever you need to do to get off of government assistance. You don't sit up living in Section 8 housing talking about what you ain't gonna do. That's foolish. That's naive.
About it. That ain't cool, bro. And people people just tell me like, bro, that's not cool. Like, you think you're gonna get somewhere in life by not working a job and doing YouTube and staying in low income housing that you've been in for 5 years? Because I always tell people that my goal moving into low income housing was to get me ahead in life. But now I'm looking 5 years later, I'm still in low income housing. And I always tell myself like, damn, bro, if I would have spent the last 5 years of my life holding a stable job, or if I would have went back to school, community college, or some type of trade school, I would have been a lot further than I am. I probably wouldn't be in low income housing right now. I'd probably be doing a lot better financially, and I'm just a little disappointed in myself for just making all the wrong decisions in my life, for real. I got a son, and I felt like I'm not even being a good example to him. I was asking myself over the last 2 days, would I be proud of my life? Like, dude, I feel like my son could look up to the life I've been living for the last 5 years if he went back and watched my content. And I'm like, no, I'm watching my old content. Like, bro, what's going on?
I'm gonna go ahead and cut it right there. Yeah, my guy is in a bit of a pickle. He has a child. I believe he's married. I'm not sure. I seen him and his lady on his channel. But I mean, yeah, that's a good point to end this off. Like, ask yourself what you're doing. Would you recommend to your child to do what you're doing? If the answer is no, you should not be doing it. You don't need to be doing it. Like, there's absolutely no reason. And again, I'm taking this away from him, but I have to kind of use him as an example. But like I said, I'm not necessarily holding him accountable because he's on this video holding himself accountable. This 15 minutes straight of self-accountability, and I'm proud of my guy for that. However, you cannot be in Section 8 housing for 5 years, not working a job and doing YouTube. It's not. Actually, let me take a look at his channel. Hold on. Nah, he been putting in a little bit of work. He got 560 videos on here. I was about to say, I hope he's uploading every day. But you cannot be in Section 8 housing with a child, with a family, talking about what you ain't gonna do. You are a beggar. You are not a chooser. You are not in a position of power in your life. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up right now, what you do is before you graduate high school, if you're in this age range, I hope I'm reaching young people. If not, if I'm reaching old people, this also applies to you too. While you're in high school, you sit down and you write out your goals, your dreams, and your aspirations. You take your behind to college or the military, one or the other. Pick one. Go to college, go to the military. While you in there, you gonna grind as hard as you can. I went the college route, so I'm gonna speak to the college route. You're going to go to college. You're going to major in the STEM field. You're going to get out. Once you get out of college, here's the part that nobody tells you. A majority of these jobs that you're going to get, they're either going to be hybrid or you're going to be working 3 to 4 days a week. If you're a nurse, if you're an engineer, you work 3 to 4 days a week. You work 12 to 10-hour shifts. It's not extremely hard work because you went to school to get the degree to avoid the hard manual labor. So you're more than likely going to start out in a managerial position where it will not be extremely stressful on you, and you'll have some kind of free time. You will have a work-life balance, not unless you're a finance major and you're going to work on Wall Street. You're going to get in that job. You're going to work that job. You're going to keep elevating up through whatever company that you with the whole time on the side in your off days, because you're going to have 3 to 4 off days a week. In your off days, you grinding, whether that's YouTube, whether that's a clothing brand, whatever it is, you grinding until the amount of money per month that you're making from your whatever business you started eclipses your monthly income from your job. That's how you do it. That's the blueprint. That's what I'm actively doing, and it's working out pretty well. And that's what I would recommend to y'all. If you enjoyed today's topic and you need help organizing your finances, I want to invite you to work with me one-on-one by clicking the coaching link in the description of this video. Keep watching and I'll tell you why this coaching will be such a big benefit to you at an affordable price. If you're like me, nobody ever really talked to you about money growing up. My curiosity led me to start studying personal finance at 16 years old. And by 23 years old, I had finished college while minimizing my student loan and consumer debt, had hit my first $10,000 month as an entrepreneur, had won an international business pitch competition, had completed the Ramsey Solutions financial coaching program, and had already mentored many of my peers to financial success at a young age. You'll walk away from our session with a fresh and healthy view of your finances, as well as an action plan for financial success within the next 2 to 5 years of your life. So go ahead and click the coaching link in the description of the video, and I can't wait to speak to you on our first session.